What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's live show. As usual, here with me today, I got your boy Toast. Say what's up, Toast.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And how about that, Pat?
Thanks
Pat,
for
what's
hanging
up?
out.
How's it going?
You got a lot of headroom above you, Pat. You could be twice as tall and still be on camera.
Yeah,
That's
my
short.
chair
That don't know.
naturally is back.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Once we've been streaming really late at night, I'll just be way back in my chair like this, and then by the end of the night, I just see my head poking up at the bottom of my screen. Let's holler at chat for just a second before we get into tonight's live stream. What's up, Evil? Welcome. Bloody Bones says, "What's up, Tendo?" The cover photo for this video has 4 right hands in it. That's some AI for you right there, brother. Actually, it had extra hands that I photoshopped out, if I'm being honest. Strawnies, what's up? Welcome. Junk Monkey Treasure, howdy. Also, Bloody Bones said AI is going to own us all one day. I actually have some stuff to say about AI in tonight's live chat because I went and saw the new Tron movie, and that's mostly what it's about. Tyann, what's up? Welcome. CG, what's up? CG continues to call Pat Pot. I need to jump on that bandwagon. That's a pretty good nickname if I ever heard one. Thrift and Riffs, what's up? Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Good day from Australia, says Jeroba. What's up? Well, Pat, you want to give us a little update on your week? What's going on with you?
Same old, really. Nothing new. Just playing Battlefield 6.
Yeah. That's mine and Patrick's life right now, playing Battlefield 6. Losing a lot.
Yeah. It's hectic, but I'm learning. We're getting better.
I guess there's a little Battlefield 6 news coming up right now too. We're gonna take a stretch of this video to talk about video games as well, so Pat will talk about that. What about you, Toast? Any updates for the week? Anything going on in your neck of the woods?
No, been pretty boring. I did a little Lego sorting and parts picking this week.
Well, we
so
should.
A little tedious.
Well, that's probably a good one to start with. Let's talk a little bit about Lego, but real quick, let me go ahead and show chat just so you guys know. Just like last week, here in the Discord, there's a section you can scroll down to for the podcast topic section, and we will read some of your questions tonight and talk about those. Or if there's anything you guys want to discuss with us, you can also drop it in the chats, the respective chats you're in. But let's talk a little bit about Lego, because I was thinking about this. It's funny Toast brings it up. Do you remember us living together in an apartment in Arizona and me buying just every Lego I saw at the thrift store, then all of us taking an incredible amount of time to sort them all out? Do you remember those days?
Yeah, I do.
Do you still?
It is, like I said, it's so tedious.
Do you still do that? If you buy raw Lego, do you sort them all out?
Eventually, yeah. So the first sort is sorting Lego from non-Lego, and minifigs. So it's like Lego minifigs, and then non-Lego, pretty much goes in the trash. And then I still do by color first, and then I'll do by part type. I know a lot of people will do part type then color.
Wow.
I just find it easier to skip right ahead to the color, and then that way when I'm parting out parts lists, I don't have to wait until it's done. I can just go grab a light gray or a dark red and get at it.
I don't know why, but that second option sounds way more tedious, sorting it by part first and then color after. I mean, I guess because I think it's because just sorting it all by color first feels like you're achieving something. Doing it the latter way feels like you'll never actually get it done.
Yeah, and it looks good. Your drawers start to get the rainbow. I think more so if you're doing like smaller batches or doing a mock, a my own creation. Lego city builders generally, they will sort by part type because it's usually just smaller. You might have like, those nacho trays are pretty popular, or like the veggie trays are pretty popular with all the little pockets in them. You sort by part type, and then when you're building or whatever, you don't have that many. But a whole Sterilite drawer full of brackets or plates would be just as bad as color, I think so.
Well, John Damien in the chat says that's when I first caught on your channel. You remember those days, those apartment days buying Lego at the thrift? That feels like a lifetime ago now. Funny enough, though, I remember texting Toast a bunch when I first got my workshop in my hometown because I'd had at that point more Lego than I'd ever had. I don't think I still had quite as much Lego when we had the toy store. But I would just randomly be sorting that Lego into my buckets, and I would text AJ pictures and be like, man, I wish you were here to help me sort this, because the only time I had previously sorted Lego, I had his help, and it was very nice to have. How for you, though, does like having all that I mean, you have a bigger space you're in now, I think, than before, but does the amount of Lego you have feel overwhelming yet in the space you're in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it takes up a whole closet.
Does it?
So we're just, down a closet, and I've got a couple of bins in the garage. So, and that's just mostly bulk unsorted Lego. Well, I mean, there's a few drawers that are color sorted, but
Yeah.
there's just so much, and but not being able to pick it up as much anymore as I was in Flagstaff. It's not growing, so
Quite as exponentially.
there's that.
Well, let's
Exactly.
let's ask Pat about Lego. Any Lego experience or history in your life, childhood or otherwise?
Yeah, I'm a big Lego fan. I had a bunch. I probably still have a bunch in a tub somewhere in my parents' basement.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I always built Legos and bought a bunch. Probably still have a bunch of like minifigs that might be rare. I don't know. I haven't looked at them in a long time, but always been into Legos.
Minifigs can be very rare and very valuable, and I, of course, over the years have bought a bunch on this channel and resold them and stuff. But the hard part is when you go find your, your childhood set that you had when you were kids. There might be some valuable ones in there, but it's like 99% chance that they're just going to be wrecked and in pieces and hard to find all of them. You know what I mean? It's really how it goes with minifigs. I've had I didn't have a lot of Lego when I was a kid at all. I don't remember having minifigs. I remember getting a Harry Potter set for Christmas one year. It was the big castle one, the one that now, if you have it in box, is worth a fortune. Toast, do you remember me getting that and you helped me put it together? I was really
No.
It was a long time ago. I was really young.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember us having a lot of Lego because Lego's just always been expensive.
Yeah, that was.
I know prices are going up a little bit now, but man, they just always have had that price to them.
Right. They've definitely always been expensive. That's the only time I remember getting a big bunch of Lego for Christmas was that Harry Potter set. And I got a wild hair one day to look up how much it was worth. And it was like $700 now, I think, if it's sealed in box or something crazy like that. Not really surprising, right?
No, not at all. Especially something like that. And that's why, like, a lot of those sets, that's what I'm doing is I'll print out, I think I put it back in the closet, but like you can print out parts lists for stuff. And then I go through my bulk and try and put it together. So that's what I was doing. There's a Lego Lord of the Rings, the Isengard, like Saruman's tower.
Right.
That's one, if you find now, it's like in box, it's like $1,200. Even just out of box complete, you're looking at $400 or $500. So I'm just like, I'm good. I've got a lot of Lego. I'm gonna see if I can just piece it together. So
yeah,
work on that today. That was one of the ones I was doing today.
Well, I've gotten back into antique mall selling after being out of it for a while now, and I've been thinking, I've got the tables and stuff, and I've got the space in my booth to do the Lego tables, but I'm having a lot harder time finding raw Lego now than I did even just a year ago, 2 years ago. If I go back 2 years, I was buying a normal size Walmart bin at a yard sale a couple times a year, chock full, usually had a handful of Legos in it. And I know you're in a different place now where you don't have quite the access for shopping for it, Toast, but like, do you think there's some sort of cause and effect of Lego becoming more and more expensive and it be the raw stuff being harder to find? And to answer it myself before you answer, like, I do know even during the period of me being into reselling, it definitely shifted that way. I mean, there were early on when I was reselling, and even when I lived in Arizona, closer to where you live now, I could buy a bin full for $50 that will now for sure I'll see on Marketplace for 300 or 400.
Yep. That's the thing. Yeah, I do think people find those, or even if they have Lego, they'll be like, "Oh, I got this tab of Lego on Marketplace for $200."
Yeah,
And if it's a bin full of Star Wars sets, absolutely worth.
right.
But you know it's City and half Mega Blocks and half
Friends.
peanut shells and Friends, and
Yeah,
so yeah, I do think people would feel like Lego's worth more than
yeah,
than it probably is. But if you got ones like Pat's got, and it's like good stuff in a tote in an attic or whatever in a garage,
yeah.
that's probably worth a lot.
Someone's childhood collection that hasn't been touched since 1998 or something like that. Pat,
Yeah, or just like those first few Harry Potter ones, Clone Wars era Star Wars, like a lot of those are very, very valuable.
right. Well, next time Pat comes home, we need to make a video out of searching out your Lego. We'll make it like a journey, and we'll see what's in there, see if it's worth a dang or not.
I probably have like Hot Wheels and stuff too that I haven't touched in
Well,
a million years.
I've kind of had a back pocket idea for a video for 100 years now. And chat, I'd love you to get in on this conversation because it's something I love talking about on this channel. What childhood toys, relics do you still have or not still have? Because you might have a parent like mine. My grandmother was a habitual thrower away, and I don't have most of what I had when I was a kid. But Pat, I do think we need to search that stuff out because I do have a back pocket video. The one thing I have from my childhood is one box of Pokemon cards. Okay, the two things, sorry, and I have my childhood Hot Wheels. For whatever reason, all the stuff my grandmother threw away, she looked at those Hot Wheels and said, Dallas is gonna have kids one day, and he can give them those Hot Wheels. None of the good gaming stuff, the Game Boys, chucked them all. Thoughts?
Horrible.
Terrible. Absolutely awful. I think the thing that hurts the most is the see-through green Xbox I had when I was a kid, and I went home looking for it one day, and Granny's like, I threw that away.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have like not to keep bringing stuff up, but I have like a binder of Pokemon cards too. Probably haven't touched since I was in like middle school, high school.
Heck yeah, we got to see all this, Pat. We gotta explore your toy
sure.
history. Chat says the Lego store at Disney Springs, everything starts at $200 plus. Is that true? Because that's crazy, dude. I mean, I don't guess it's that surprising, but like, Toast, when was the last time you spent $200 on a Lego set? Have you done that?
Well, yeah, I have. I do have the two Lord of the Rings sets.
Those
I have Rivendell and Barad-dûr, so
are those still
those
sealed?
are both like five.
Are those still sealed in box?
No, because I am not a minifig collector.
Okay.
So what I do to offset all my costs of Lego is sell the minifigs.
Genius.
So those two I did buy and opened all the bags, pieced all the minifigures, and then sold all of those to try and offset that cost.
Did it all? I mean,
I'm trying to do it while it was like still hyped, like the collectors that
right.
want to get them all, got them, and all that.
Can you give us
those
any?
Two I did open them.
Can you give us any sort of outlook on how much offsetting it did do?
On Rivendell, it comes with like 18 minifigures or 14 mix. I can't remember, 18 minifigures. Probably. So that set was what, 500, and I would say I probably got about 240 for all
killer.
the minifigures.
That's killer.
And then Barad-dûr, same way. That was 470 for that set. Sauron, and that set, I think I sold it for like 120, just the one minifigure.
I don't want to get sidetracked on Tolkien because I want to finish this conversation. I have a couple more thoughts, but I get so pissed off at J.R.R. Tolkien for naming two such prevalent characters in the Lord of the Rings, such close names, Sauron and Saruman. It pisses me off. I'm sorry. I get mad every time.
Yeah.
Like what?
You always mess it up when you try and talk.
Oh, every time I have to think real hard which one I'm talking about. But let's stay on track here. Is there any sort of market? Let me rephrase how I say this. I go to video game conventions. Like I missed out this year on Retro Rick's show. Just couldn't make it. Couldn't get away from home during that weekend to go. But last time I was there, I experienced and had a lot of communications with some of these guys selling Pokemon cards that will buy sealed Pokemon this year, just knowing they're going to sell it 5 years from now. They're treating it like an investment, and they always buy it for 80 and sell it for hundreds. Right? Is there any of that in the Lego market? Have you ever heard? Have you ever had conversations like that? Like if your sets you're talking about right now are still sealed, would they sell for way more than you bought them for, or are they still actively making them?
I was gonna say they will once they stop making them. So as soon as they retire a set, the price will just start to go up. So yeah, so like the UCS, the Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT they did a couple years ago, from like 2021. I think it retired like 2 years later.
Yeah.
So 2023, it's been retired. It was a $850 set, but it's already worth like 12 or 1400.
That's crazy.
Because it's just retired. You can't get it. So people who are maybe just getting into it, they got their adult, spending it on whatever money, yeah, walking around money.
Yeah.
They're looking to get into collecting Lego. They're going to buy it because that's the only way you can get it.
That's
doesn't
wild.
exist anymore.
Well, that's another question. If Lord of the Rings, new Lord of the Rings stuff is coming out right now, what is the expectation for how long they'll make it? Is there any general expectation, or is it always different per license agreement?
It's based on sales. I think it's based on sales. Some things are weird, like a lot of Star Wars stuff is like about a year and a half. But like the big Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon has been out for like 5 years or something. You can still get that off the store and some store locations.
Well, that halfway sort of answers the question I'm sort of getting towards, which is like I would just assume the popular Star Wars stuff is infinitely in print. Like, there's no way that Lego doesn't have a really permanent ongoing agreement with Star Wars, because it's got to be the most popular sets, I think.
Yeah, and they're the most expensive per piece or whatever, however you want to do it. A lot of people will take that price per piece to relate some sort of value, but Star Wars sets just always seem more price per piece, even like accounting for minifigs. But they will, they have some duds. Like this year, especially, they went way high on some sets this year, and they aren't selling well. But that's what'll happen is, like, if stuff isn't popular, or if it's too much, in terms of value, that people think it's too highly priced, they're not going to sell. It'll retire after a year, and then you get, $200-$300 minifigs because they were only available in that set and have never been seen since.
Right. Well, Bloody Bones in chat says, I have 90% of my childhood stuff. I'm 43 and still going strong. I was collecting before collecting was cool. Share with us. What kind of stuff from your childhood do you have? That puts you closer to Toast's age here than mine. And I'm curious what kind of stuff you still have left over from when you were as a kid. Because all the stuff I don't have that I'm mad about, it's about like Patrick was talking about, Game Boy stuff, and more specifically Pokemon cards, etc. I do want to bring something up on stream here, though. Have you partaken, Toast? I don't know if you have the live stream up, but do you see these Lego? Have you seen any of these Lego artwork pieces? They literally... Once you're done with them, they're like framed artwork. Of course, this is something people were doing long before Lego started making them. I've seen people make a lot of art out of Lego. But mine and Toast's nephew for Christmas got one of these, and they're just amazing. And I really like the thought of them. Like, let me zoom in here. I mean, it's all normal Lego stuff, but it's a framed piece of art. Have you seen any of those, Toast?
Oh, that one's wild. That Spider-Man's cool.
Yeah.
Is that actual Lego brand?
Yeah, and they're a couple $100. Yeah. They're expensive.
Yeah. The ones that I remember, I thought they were just like little like single studs, but they would, all the different colors would come together and make like a cool
like pixel artwork
picture. There was an Iron Man. Yeah. But they're full color and all that, but there was an Iron Man. they had a really cool Batman one,
Yeah.
and there was, as far as I'm aware, it was official instructions where like if you bought three of them, you could make a larger. So like was it Batman one? It would be like from the like waist up uh, artwork or whatever, a giant panel if you bought three of them. And same with the Iron Man, it was Iron Man, you know, it was just like a portrait, but then if you got three of them, I think it had his hand and everything in it, and it would like extend it out.
That's awesome.
But those are pretty cool. I don't know if they have any of those anymore. It was kind of like right, but I think those were all like before COVID, so before I was like really like collecting.
Right.
So
John Damian says anything Disney IP goes and goes. Yeah. I wonder at this point, I guess, Star Wars being Disney IP, I wonder if there's a lot more Star Wars Lego now than there was before the Disney purchase, and really what the sort of price difference might be. I mean, because we're probably not that far away from some of the pre-Disney stuff getting really old now. Travis James says I have 1995 sealed Kenner ATST. I don't know the difference. Is ATST a thing or is that a typo?
that's the two-legged one,
The ATS.
like from the end.
I got
Yeah. Yeah, the ST is the little two-legged one from like Endor with like the Ewoks and stuff.
I got you. I see. Yeah. And of course, look, I didn't. Yeah, I that's awesome. Hilariously enough, I don't know who here saw today's daily video. I'm assuming most of you, if you come to the live stream, you probably saw today's daily video. Someone at a yard sale was just like they had a discussion with their partner about what this Star Wars toy was, and I said I think it's Cad Bane, which it is. I got the name right, but I can't tell you how often Toast stuff like this comes up, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. I wish my brother was here, because he's gonna know way better than me. Chat says action figures okay, Bloody Bones. So the stuff from his childhood has action figures, games, puzzles, cars, random toys, comic books, comic card sets, video games, and consoles. Lots of Marvel, almost full on card sets of re-releases of Star Wars figures and vehicles. That's awesome. I don't mean to continue on my own pity party, but like I remember a couple times as I was a kid finding bags of toys on our front porch when our house was set up in a way where we didn't use the front door. All traffic came in the back door, and there was no reason to be on the front porch. I wouldn't necessarily say you're not allowed, but we were never out there. I remember finding a bag of toys on the front porch that had some action figures that I just naturally thought I had lost. I remember very vividly some very vintagey like Superman and the Flash figures. You remember the real rubbery ones that weren't really even posable? They're just a rubber figure. I found those in this bag on my front porch. And then I went inside and asked my grandmother why they were there, and she kind of got mad at me. She's like, "You leave that stuff alone." And it was toys that she was just going to toss or get rid of. She would basically go on cleaning rampages, and she would get fed up with the amount of toys that we had because we were all avid yard sellers, thrifters at that point. So she would always buy us quarter toys, but it would just always get overwhelming for her, so she would just toss them. And that was when I started to realize she did it. So I started hiding my better toys at some point, but it still never worked in the long run. I have thousands of comics and comic cards. Very nice, very nice. I had a lot of.
Go to your grandma. You need to go to your grandma and be like, "Do you know how much money you threw away?" Just like pull up all the listings of everything she tossed
and start shaming her for it. What's funny about that is you would think. She still has a lot of stuff she keeps because of her idea of the value of it. You would think, being as she paid for the stuff anyways, you would think she might have had a better mind, a better idea than others might have to keep stuff for that sake. But I don't think the way she was raised, the era she was raised in, I don't think she ever imagined the video game stuff we had would be valuable, right? That just probably.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, no. Not only did no one. When she bought me, I've told a story recently online about going to the piano lessons my grandmother got for me, and then there's a buy sell trade store behind it. My earliest encounter with a buy sell trade store, and this place had. I remember, the Zelda copies, the gold ones that are valuable now for NES and stuff like that. I remember that stuff being $1, dude. I remember it being nothing when I was a kid. It was so valueless, and just the stuff if you knew better, you could have loaded up on, just being worth a fortune now is crazy. What's up from upstate New York? What's up? What's up? Are you the one we had a little bit of a chat with last live stream? Or no, that was actually Pat, because Pat lives in upstate-ish New York, don't you? Is it pretty north where you're at?
Me or?
Yeah, you.
I mean, it depends on who you ask. I've heard. But
Well, you know what that reminds me of? Because Pat and I
Yeah.
both are from Kentucky. Toast was raised in Kentucky, but he wasn't born there. Coincidentally to this conversation, he was born in upstate New York. But you know how I'm from Owensboro, Kentucky, which is Western Kentucky, and you tell people you're from Western Kentucky, and mind you, there's plenty more to go west from my hometown in Kentucky. But when you say Western Kentucky, people go, "Oh, Louisville," and I swear to God, if you fold Kentucky hamburger style, Louisville's in the freaking middle of the state. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, I would say Louisville's east. East
Yeah.
Kentucky.
but it's still just
But,
that's just
I
the
mean,
it is
east to
about
you
right
guys.
yeah. But it's like Patrick is from around Lexington. That's definitely east, right? I swear Louisville just seems so much more central in my head.
Lexington's a little farther east than Louisville. Louisville's is kind of west. It's like on when you start going down, like the tip of, Kentucky to the west. But
Right.
I still wouldn't consider it western.
Yeah. Chat says, I'm still interested how you guys ended up in Arizona. Oh, that's a good question. We were living in Hannah and I were living in LA, and we were having time. We liked living there. It was cool, but just randomly, she found out there was a job opening for the company she was working at in Arizona, and it really was just sort of overnight. She was like, "We'll take the job," and I was working on the road at the time, so it didn't matter where I lived. So she took the job. I moved there first. She came shortly after. We might have been there a year, I think, before. I messed this up now. Who showed up first, Pat or Toast to Arizona?
Toast.
Toast first.
Yeah.
Lived with me for about a year, just because I was already living there, and he'd always wanted to try living out west. And then about the time he was moving out, Patrick just called me, and we did the same thing. He came and lived there for a while. How long did you live there with me? Was it about a year?
I think it was a little over a year, maybe a year and a half.
That's crazy. It's crazy it was that long, because I remember us doing stuff all the time, but it doesn't seem like that much amount of time.
I know. Well, a lot of it was during COVID.
Yeah, well, that's probably what it was. We probably just watched a lot of TV and got fat. Gobe says upstate is anything above. I cannot even say that. Is that a real thing? Are you guys looking at chat?
Poughkeepsie.
Say it again.
Yeah. Poughkeepsie.
Say it, but articulate it real slowly.
There's some wild names up here, dude.
Oh, I
swear.
bet. I'm not as familiar with New York wild names, but if you drive up through Michigan and freaking Minnesota and all that stuff, there's some crazy name stuff. Go ahead.
Poughkeepsie.
That's crazy. That's not how I would have said it. I would have said Poughkeepsie.
Well, here, I'll type one in the chat. You tell me what it is.
Okay, do it. Your boy wishes I could have been around for more streams. Been in realtor school. Let's go. That's cool though. I'm not even gonna try, Patrick. What does that say? Schenectady?
No,
Almost.
you're close.
Schenectady. That's
Yeah.
stupid, is what that is.
I know.
They
Tell me
trick
about
you
it.
with that SCH. It's a trap.
Yeah.
I know.
Can you think of any more weird upstate? Can either one of you think of any more weird upstate New York names? I feel like if I think real hard, I can think of some in Wisconsin. Pat, are you gonna Google it?
There's another one.
I'm not
Just
gonna.
off the
I'm
dome.
not gonna try that one either. Cooksack.
I could TOS.
yeah.
Take down.
Yeah. How did that not get blurred out? Is what I'm wondering. Oh, that's wild.
You do better.
Let's just Google weird upstate city names. Whoops, wrong keyboard. That's what happens when you have two.
Is that? I want to ask you about your you searching for sausages over there.
What? Oh, no, I have that so we can talk about it, actually. Ah! Busted!
Bro
Busted!
pulled up his Google. There was sausages.
Well, listen, let's not make this weird. I'll go to that next. Look at this, though. Look at this. Okay, well, this brought up names from other countries. Look at this name right here. You want to try that, Pat?
Norway one?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No,
Don't even try. There's apparently a Hohokus, New Jersey.
No, that long one's in Wales.
Oh, I sure wish I could read. Norway.
Yeah. I was gonna say that looks like a place in Wales.
Yeah, I've seen that on like memes and stuff before.
Yeah.
How do you think you say this California one? Zizix? Intercourse, Intercourse,
Zix.
Pennsylvania.
Dude,
Oh, there you go. Monkey's eyebrow.
Yeah,
I have been to Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Say less.
What were you doing there, Toast?
It was way back in the day of Ozfest. Me and my buddy in high school went there. He had family in the area, so we were driving through. Got one of those bumper stickers. It's very. They kind of ripped off the "I Heart New York," just the white with the black letters and the red heart, and it was bumper sticker. It said "I Heart Intercourse."
That's crazy.
Pennsylvania, like at the bottom.
Real small text.
And had that on the Volvo. Remember the Volvo? Whenever I was driving the Volvo station wagon.
Yes, I do recall.
So that's where that went. And then one day, Mom's Jeep breaks down, so she borrows the Volvo to drive around in. Takes it
man.
off.
Just takes it out like she's
Pulls
embarrassed.
Pulls that bumper sticker off. Embarrassed. She's a manager. She can't be seen driving this car. And it's getting. I said, then back into the parking spot. You just back. Nobody's gonna see you. You park out at the end of the parking lot. I was so mad.
That's crazy.
This was in '99 or something.
Right,
So like
right.
there wasn't like internet shopping. You couldn't just go on and buy another I Heart Intercourse pin. But yeah, Mom ripped the I Heart Intercourse sticker off. I was pretty upset. We got into it.
I can't believe I've never heard that story is really what I'm thinking, Toast.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what I think of when I think of that Volvo. This sort of ties into our greater, location, northern upstate New York conversation anyway. Toast and mine's mother is from California. She was born in San Bernardino, California. I didn't even say that very well. San Bernardino. There's an extra syllable in the middle there. But she spent a lot of years in upstate New York. And when you live in upstate New York, you learn to drive in the snow and on the ice quite a bit. And she was very talented at that. People that knew her would agree. She was, sort of good at driving in sticky weather. This is what I remember from being a kid. And so our parents had this sort of cool Volvo. My memories of it were being pretty cool anyways. It was black, wasn't it? Was it a black Volvo?
It was like very, very dark brown.
Okay.
It was just like
like a poop brown. Yeah, it checks out. And I have more than one memory of my dad getting it stuck either in mud or in the ice or in snow, and it being a weird bit of tension between my parents. Because my dad is also someone who's very vehicle obsessed and is, he can drive things. You can put him in weird, even tractors and stuff. He knows how to operate things, but probably a little prideful about driving things. But my mom, that Volvo got stuck. Like, we took it camping one time, and Dad wanted to drive it back into some woods with some mud he should not have been driving on. Got it stuck, and it was our mother. It was always our mother that got it unstuck. Car stuck in the driveway. Mom got it unstuck, and that's just what I remember. I remember very early memories for myself of our mother getting your Volvo unstuck. Did I make that up, or do you remember anything similar or different?
I don't remember much of that.
Yeah, I
don't remember it. I just remember when they retired that car. That became mine. That was my first car.
That's awesome.
For that Volvo.
I do remember it. There's a town not far from me in Quebec, says chat, Canada, called. Let me read your phonetics here. Coaticook. Even with your phonetics, I still feel like I'm butchering it. Well, what was the one? What was the monkey one in Kentucky, Patrick?
Monkey's eyebrow.
It's funny. I've never heard of that one. Is it in what? Does anybody know where that one's at? Because where Patrick and I went to school, there was some weird places. You remember like Fancy Farm, Kentucky? You remember that place? That was probably 25 miles from where Patrick and I went to school. So funny
That
name.
was just like a actual farm.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a place. It was a city, and I don't know why it had such a weird name, but it did. Someone else in chat also said that they ordered the Duna, which, if you're not familiar, is the stroller that I push my kid around in my videos all the time. I'm gonna just go ahead and we'll segue here a little bit. I had a segue to go a different direction, but we can talk about this real quick since chat brought it up. One of my biggest fears with parenthood was, honest to God, like, what am I going to do to transport this child around? Because it seems so miserable to get them in and out of the car and into a stroller. And you watch people, if you are a people watcher like I am, you watch people struggle in parking lots to get their kid in and out of the car or into strollers and stuff like that. And I will say the Duna, as expensive as it is one of the best investments I ever made. And I'll give a little illustration here, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I got to remember to go back to the sausages, Patrick. Don't let me forget, so that I don't just look like I was looking up wieners.
Yeah, you were though.
No, I was definitely had so $590 for the system, and you know what? I've seen it more expensive. It's probably actually on sale right now. Can't tell exactly how that works, but so you might have seen people pushing their kids around in something similar like this. Basically, the wheels stay built onto it when it attaches to the car, so you don't have to have a separate stroller and car seat, and it's awesome, but it's really expensive, so that can be very cost prohibitive. But I also have seen them at yard sales, not out of date yet, not expired, for pretty cheap, and I regret not buying them now, because I've now come across so many people that would love to have one, and I could get them for people pretty cheap. But Pat, What's well, let me respond to that before I ask you this question. Chat says, I've literally never heard my kid Jasper cry. And you know what? I swear to God, he only cries when it has to do with food. That's it. If he's hungry and he wants to let you know, that's when he cries. Otherwise, sometimes he wants attention. If you've been holding him and he's liking it and you put him down, he wants to cry. But if we're out and about, the boy doesn't cry. He really doesn't. I swear to God, I honestly can't think of a time he was whining and I had to edit it out. I definitely think if it's happened like in a Goodwill or something, but he's a happy little boy. But Pat, how do you carry your child around? Because your child's probably twice as big as mine right now.
I mean, she can walk now, so
that's useful.
Yeah, minimal carrying. But we have a Even Flow, which is a different brand of like stroller and car seat and all that.
The wheels stay on it when it goes in the car?
No, it's like a separate stroller
Gotcha.
that comes with the car seat, but it's really easy to like take it in and out, so
that's awesome.
But yeah.
Is it ever frustrating, or do you ever just like you're going somewhere real quick so you don't get the stroller part out and you just carry the carrier, or do you always get the wheels out?
I used to. But sometimes I like if I went to the store, like I put the carrier like in the shopping cart, or I'd like take her out of the car seat and like put her in the shopping cart, like how kids normally sit.
I got you.
But yeah, now she walks, but yeah, it's a lot easier. She's freaking heavy too.
Yeah, I bet. I can't. I mean, my kid already seems so big. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I've already. Like sometimes now, because he can hold himself up so well. If I get to Walmart, I'm pretty regularly just taking him out of his car seat and just carrying him. But that's going to be impossible soon, because even as little as he is at 6 months, he's already breaking my back. It's already miserable sometimes, but you got to get that kind of thing in while you can. Okay, let's talk about sausages.
Weird transition.
Okay, so I was just, guys. We have the Discord, so you guys can tell us what you guys want to talk about too, because we don't always know what we're going to go live with and talk about. But I want to bring up a very specific point right now, and you guys think about this while I talk about it and tell me if you've got any sort of similar experiences. But specific to this sausage thing, I tell you what, we're in this age of AI, and I want to talk about that here in a little bit too. Someone needs to remind me because I went and saw the Tron movie today, and there's some AI stuff I want to talk about. But even before AI, which has really just been taking over my social media in this last, and yours, I know for a fact, whether you even realize it or not, in the last few months, right? All this AI stuff. I see stuff all the time. Okay, and I want to show you two things where I really still just don't know what's reality. Okay, I keep seeing GTA pushbacks, and a couple times I've seen something about a Jimmy Dean sausage recall. And this is really alarming because I eat this every day. Okay, I got 2 rolls of it in the fridge right now. I guess I got to throw it away. The Hillshire Brand Company has issued a voluntary recall for approximately 58 million pounds of frozen Jimmy Dean and State Fair on a stick products due to potential contaminations with pieces of wooden stick in the batter. Okay, I buy Jimmy Dean's, the hot one, Jimmy Dean's hot sausage, a couple rolls a week. That's mostly what I eat for breakfast. I don't mess with these weird pancake corn dogs though. That's sacrilege for me personally. But I really F with the hot Jimmy Dean sausage, okay? And so I saw it earlier today. I saw a thing, but listen, it's not, I hate how often news comes to me like this. It was not a news site. It was a pretty much a generalized share stuff Facebook page, and that's what I saw it on, and it was a poorly edited. I wish I had kept it. I didn't know I was going to talk about it when I saw it, but it was a poorly edited little meme card that just said, Jimmy Dean recalls sausage. And I was like, I guess I got to Google this to see if it's real. So later today, when we're getting ready for the live show, I want to talk about that a little bit because I was just thinking about it in correlation with how often I'm seeing stuff about GTA's 6's release getting pushed back. And I'm at the point where I don't know what to believe. Every couple days there's a meme style post on my Facebook claiming another pushback is happening or is imminent, and you don't know what's real and what's not. So Pat, whether you want to believe it or not, that's why I was Googling sausages. Okay, do you believe me?
So you think there's a correlation between GTA and the Jimmy Dean?
No, I think there's I think the correlation is just how you can't tell what's real online. You don't know if it's real news, fake news. And that's why, like, with the AI, now we're still at a point where you can tell what's real and what's fake with the AI videos. I mean, tell me, are you guys' feeds not flooded with AI videos right now? Like 100% or no? Is it just me?
No.
It is, there is nothing but Sora videos. So Sora is the OpenAI app, that just generates AI video of yourself, and they've presented it like a social media platform where you just generate videos of you and your friends doing stuff, and but it's also the same stuff people are using to make Bigfoot videos and all this other stuff right now. But I do admit I made that correlation a little bit confusing, but it's just like I have my Facebook algorithm trying to push stuff towards me about what it thinks I want to see. But it's almost like causes more work because I got to go Google everything to see what's real. Because like I'm telling you, I see posts all the time about GTA 6 date being pushed back again, and when I go to the official sources, those particular posts are not true. So I don't know. I had those two things to talk up. I had those two things so I could talk about them. The sausage thing isn't that important, other than just to say like it turned out to be true, right? I mean, and then I saw the dates, and I was like, well, that was a little bit ago, right? I guess it's only a couple weeks. And with the way these things work, that, you could still be buying these that are bad. So I have 2 rows of it I have to throw away. As far as GTA, we talked about that a lot last stream. We don't really need to get into it today. But, like, all this news here is really confusing, and I guess the official pushback date is still, no. But see, this is the thing. And this is the maddening thing. And I swear to God, I just don't know what's real. The pushback date was 2026, and I guess it's now. I read a thing today on Facebook that said it is now officially pushed back to 2027, but nothing here says that other than the PC may not be until 2027. So F that. How do we know what's real? I don't know when it's officially releasing. And see, even chat says, I don't believe any GTA news unless it comes from Rockstar themselves, which is probably the smart thing. But, like, I don't use Twitter, and I almost never in my life just went to their website. So how do you get How do you get the news from them? Because I need to figure that out. Because I'm tired of the BS. I want to know when it's coming out. And I want them to quit yanking my chain.
As far as I know, it's May 26, 2026.
All right. I swear to God, I believe you, but I swear to God, Facebook swore today to me that it was 2027. What were you going to say, Toast?
Video game news, I pretty much only watch Spawnwave or Nintendo Life.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Life really is just for review kind of stuff, just like to see what a game looks like. But Spawnwave does really good stuff. It's like Monday through Friday. He has like a little news, Spawnwave news or something it's like just video game news. So they do pretty good at vetting the sources, and they cite all the websites and stuff. So
I got you. That's helpful.
There's places out there you could try and go to it, but I just every morning he's got a video up. It's like 15 minutes,
and he covers all the bases.
Yeah, just like whatever's kind of going on.
That's pretty cool. Well, I just a lot of the problem that I'm talking about right now comes from the fact that I don't really consume traditional media much anymore. It's like I don't read a newspaper. I don't even check. For a long time I just checked the news app, and I had if I was interested in topics like this, I would set it to tell me when news articles pertaining to these things come up. But like I do none of that now. So if I catch news of any kind at all, it's almost always like this. It's because I see some murmurings on social media and then I go look it up. But like we're in a weird world now because of the AI stuff. Okay. And I know I'm making some weird through points, but like I want to talk about the new Tron movie just because I went and saw it. But also I want to talk about it because of AI, and that sort of touches on some of what we're talking about now. The algorithm is so aggressive that a couple people in the span of a couple days sent me to my messages on Facebook. Okay, this is important. My DMs on Facebook, they sent me these new AI videos from this Sora app. Okay. And I watched them, and they were just real silly stuff. They were just, honestly, they were probably, I don't even know what, just absurd things. And immediately, boom, all my Facebook feed has went towards these AI videos. And of course, we all have experience with this, right? Like, I remember joking back in the day that you could watch a couple things on YouTube, and then boom, your algorithm's nothing but that. It's not so aggressive on YouTube these days, I think, in my personal opinion. It's still trying to push you other stuff. Go ahead, Pat.
I think it is.
Is your
I'm
YouTube
a big
algorithm?
YouTube user, and yeah, I'll watch like 2 videos of something that I don't normally watch, and it's just like all my recommended videos are that.
Yeah, like videos about cats or sausages or something like that.
Not sausages.
Well, it hit me hard. Okay, now listen, let's go back a little bit. Several months ago, I mean maybe 6 months ago plus, these AI videos I'm talking about started hitting the social media, but the apps that were making them were very limited access. You had to have invite codes. There's a lot of mumbo jumbo like this. But now you can access the Sora video right now and make some bonkers videos. I think the sound should come through fine. I don't want to jump into this rabbit hole because I don't think half of anybody here I don't think anyone here is going to think it's as funny as me. But there's this one really popular, yes, this is the one. This video, okay, went really viral. It's completely AI. It's Jake Paul. That was not the right one. Let me see if I can find it again. Here it is. Well, there's so many variations of it is the hard part. And I'll get into that in just a second. There's no sound. Hold on, I'm struggling here.
I'm mad geeked.
I'm having troubles. Okay.
I'm mad geeked.
Okay, really stupid, I know, but listen. There's so many layers here to explain. Okay, first of all, the app that is making these is an app called Sora, and it's, like I said, it's set up to be like a social media platform, And if you put yourself on there, you give it and whatever permission you want to give to other people to make AI videos of you. And actually, the way mine's set right now, if you get Sora and you follow me, it will enable you to make AI videos of me. And there's plenty of celebrities that have jumped on this bandwagon. One of the bigger ones being Jake Paul. That's his relevance to this conversation. Okay. And there's a ton of them on there. And he's such a troll himself, so he's making other videos like he's mad that people are making these AI videos. He's not. He's completely, given it the right to do so. So I got on there and tried to, because I have an interest on how prompts get AI to do things, I wanted to make a couple and see if I can make it do the same things. And in doing so, it gets a little complicated because there's a vertical swipe on this app and then a horizontal swipe. So if you vertical swipe, you will find a video, and if you have interest in it, you can basically watch remixes where people have tried to change the prompt for the same video. So I was trying to get a video where I floated up like I was in The Exorcist or something to the doorbell and had the same thing. And I have a gap in my teeth right now because of my braces and stuff. And so I want you to look at how bad this Sora app accentuated it.
I'm geeked.
It's stupid, but it's kind of wild how much it looks like me. And the other frustrating thing too, and there's a lot of things like this with ChatGPT. I typed a lot of prompts and I was trying to get Sora to make I wanted it to be like The Office. I wanted a video that looked like a TV show preview about me, like I was in a thrifting sitcom or a thrifting mockumentary. And I tried a dozen things and it was always terrible. This is the best one I could get.
Smell a bargain from a mile away. He knows every tag color by heart.
It's weirdly impressive.
But man, he haggles over 50 cents like it's life or death.
This might be the best $5 I ever spent.
Tendo.
But tell me why it made me look like a 500-pound man. It's so absurd. It's so entirely absurd. But if you guys want to take a second to talk about your thoughts on AI and stuff like this, it doesn't feel like you guys' algorithm is as bad as mine. But Pat, what does AI look like to you right now?
I don't know. I already signed up. I'm looking for you on here. Say less about making AI videos of you.
Well, the best part is
Oh, no.
The best part is if you make an account too, you can then have it make videos of us together, right? That's where it gets really crazy. CG asked if I have any prompts with Jimmy Dean sausages. Not yet, brother, but we could make something happen. You know what I'm saying?
Make one.
Yeah.
For
Do
sure.
a
I'm on
remix
that.
of your Spider-Man superhero vacation video.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Well, that brings up another point with the AI stuff. It's as bad. It's as bad right now as it's ever going to be. It's only going to get better. This app is going to get, this AI's ability to make these generated videos is going to be 10 times better in a couple weeks because of the sheer volume that it's cranking out right now and learning and scanning faces and all this stuff that's honestly kind of scary. But while Patrick sits here and downloads the app, Toast, you got any thoughts on the matter?
It's weird.
It's just all weird.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be messing with it.
No, my main interest in it is it's similar. So I've tried to be very clear on this channel and even on our other live streams that I really love AI as a photo making tool, as a time saver, right? I tend to generate a lot of my backgrounds for my images that way. I used to just rip them off Google. If I need a picture of Goodwill, I Google Goodwill images, I take the inside of one, and that's how I make my cover photos. That's honest to God what I've done 99 out of 100 videos. But now I can tell an AI prompt to generate the inside of a Goodwill, but put this sign on the left side of the image. I can describe it very well, and it's going to generate it pretty well. I need someone behind the counter in a Goodwill saying this or doing this, and it can generate that in a pretty reasonable degree. Just weirdly, I looked 500 pounds in those videos of myself that I just showed you, or at least the second one. The first one did a pretty good job on my body type, I think. But the second one made me huge. But how crazy real looking are the other two people in that AI video that I just made, right? I mean, just crazy real looking. But Toast, I hope you don't mind me saying so. Toast and I have a different dad, and Toast's dad just recently passed away. And one of the funniest interactions I ever had with him were a day when me, Toast, our other brother, and our other brother's children, who has 4 kids, were all out. Every one of us had a phone. Every one of us was playing Pokemon Go, and there was just this slight hint of disapproval. He wasn't mean or rude about it, but like he just didn't. He was the only one in the whole group without a phone, and he was a little bit of the odd man out. And I stopped and I looked Toast's dad in the eyes and I said, Tom, this is a little bit Orwellian, isn't it? And he was like, that's exactly what I was just thinking, man. Just like,
For a bad influence.
yeah, 100%. We're in the future. We're all addicted to these devices. We're all stuck on it. But like someone said something in the chat a minute ago about Facebook has old people believing in random movie sequel covers made with AI. That's such a specific example of exactly what I was going to get at. I mean, it's just, I can't imagine what this is doing to my dad right now. My dad already got to talk out of weird scams and stuff like that all the time. What must he be thinking about these videos coming up in his feed right now? I don't know. But Toast,
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to tell the difference.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, I only know the difference every now and then because of it's just if it's not anchored in reality, you can just assume it's AI, right? But
Yeah.
there are people that are so heavily involved in these apps, and again, Jake Paul, terrible example, but he's one of the better ones. He's fully in it, and so like the renderings of him and his body and even his mannerisms are so good because he's given over the permissions to it and stuff like that. Let's see. I always joke with my boys. I need a new. Oh, I see what you're doing there. So this person's talking about saying weird things out loud or texting things to see if he can impress upon other people's algorithms to feed them things, which is an interesting thing. I have a friend who has been offering me Zins every 5 minutes of our lives, right? And he does it jokingly. He knows I'm not going to take them. I don't smoke. I don't do any sort of thing like that. But he just offers it all the time. And now every other YouTube ad I've gotten for a month has been Zins. I swear to God. It's a nicotine product if anyone's not familiar. But just to wrap that up, Toast, you don't currently use AI in any form?
Not that I'm aware of, unless there's something happening through Instagram or something that I'm not sure of. But no, I have not used any form of it.
Yeah, I wasn't using any at
I don't
all.
even use filters on my Instagram.
Really? I don't either. I use the iPhone ones. Sorry to give myself away there. There's one iPhone filter I use. I put it on everything because it's just got the right amount of saturation add and contrast. What? Anyways, that's another rabbit hole. But funny enough, I didn't use any AI at all. And I still don't use it for text. I honestly still am a little judgy when people use it to write stuff because I'm like, I have the ability to write semi-long forms. So like, I just assume everyone else should. So when someone uses it to write simple things or even emails, I'm just like, why didn't you just type it out? That's just me. But I have really started using it for images. So with the video stuff, if there was a tool, let me rearrange the way I tell this. I'm paying, I think, $20 a month to have the ability to use ChatGPT to generate images the way that I'm currently using it. And it's a bit expensive for me because that's more than I'm paying for Photoshop. I think my Photoshop subscription is like $9 or $10 a month. So I hate the cost, but it is what it is. If there was a video tool I could use right now to, I could pay $10 or $20 a month for to say, do little things like, okay, I've edited this YouTube video and I want to make this weird manipulated transition into something else, and I could just type a thing and make it do it, I'd pay for that. And I think that's inevitably one of the simpler tools that is coming for AI production. Matter of fact, I think you could use Sora or some of these tools to do it right now, but their ability to interpret prompts is a little bit limited. Chat says older people with dementia, AI has been horrible for them even before Sora. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, I remember my dad watching a video one time it wasn't even AI, it was just CG generation of some car stuff, and he couldn't tell it was fake, but it was, and just little things like that. But where we're at now is just 1,000 times. It's just bad. I mean, it's just, and it's so good right now, but it's bad to us that know better. But I mean, what are we, probably another year from it being near perfect? But one more question for you, Toast. Like, what have you had any thoughts about this kind of AI and what it might mean for games? And I'm asking you this specifically because, like, I feel like some of the MMOs you play would be wildly different when a lot of the NPCs or stuff have this AI level ability.
Yeah, use it for in-game characters to have like real time interactions, that goes a little bit beyond like 'cause I think the biggest issue people are going to have with it is obviously in all forms of AI is eliminating work for humans that
For
enjoy
sure.
doing creative work.
For sure.
So gaming, it's like sure there's been great examples of developers who are having issues with their games and they can just give the machine their code and they're saying, hey, this isn't working, what's the problem? It can look through it and it tell you where the errors are, and then you continue making your game. So that's cool. But going in and saying, hey, make this game,
That being
hey,
it.
just make this game, yeah, and then the AI goes and generates it. That's putting a lot of people out of work when those are the jobs we want people doing.
Yeah.
We want AI to solve other problems that people are being held back by. But yeah, so I can see like you're not going to have people sitting there live interacting with players in a game, obviously. So yeah, maybe something like that could be worthwhile for a more gosh, I don't even know how you would do that. There's so much it could go on
Yeah.
down the branches of choices to be made in a game. But
Well, then you run into the
it would
danger.
be interesting.
Yeah. Well, then but this sort of, I can say, I watched Tron today, and that's sort of what Tron's about. Almost like the whole sort of vague synopsis behind Tron is that the original maker made this video game, and then he found sentience in it. That's a very oversimplification, but there's a lot of noise right now in the conversation about AI, and a lot of it's positive, a lot of it's negative, and then the weird part, AI being as confusing as it is that a lot of the positive and negative stuff is really clouded, so there's a lot of talk about AIs right now and tests that are being done. There's people that are running tests, seeing if AI will betray us in prompts, and there's no end to the amount of media you can go watch right now about these kind of things. And people that hate AI are going to use it to say, look at these terrible things AI are doing. People that love AI are going to say, look at these tests we're doing to try to better control AI and keep a rein on it in case things go wrong. It's all scary. It's all very scary. But Tron is coming out at such a perfect time. It's coming out right now, and it's about this kind of AI sentience, and it's trying to paint a good picture of it. And I was really excited to go see it. And my biggest gripe about the movie, there's a lot again in the media about it, and Jared Leto and all this stuff. That's all fine. It's not my interest. It's coming out of this time that we're so steeped in AI. And I really hoped it had something to say about it, or some sort of mirror to what's going on right now, or something like this. And it just didn't. To their defense, they probably made the movie a few years ago before AI came out is swinging as hard as it currently is, right? But it just didn't have any of that stuff. It was really just as basic of a AI sort of alternative universe, multiple layers deep kind of thing it could be. If you get the chance to see it and you like the other Tron movies, watch it. But it just didn't have any of this stuff we're talking about in it. But we don't have to talk too much more about AI. But I do want to hit on a little bit of what AJ said. And I do agree it's a scary thing. It's coming to put us all out of jobs potentially, not even just in the creative world. But obviously I live in the creative world, so I can talk some about that. But I'll tell you the one thing, Toast, that what you said made me think of. I've talked to Patrick about this over the years a little bit too. I've always, and Toast has been there to see me work on some of this. I've always wanted to make a puppet movie, and I've always wanted to make an animated movie, and I have the skill set to do it. If it was something that I found enough value in or enough payoff in, I could get to work tomorrow, and over the course of some months, I could make an animated movie. I could. That's in my skill set. It's just, it was never important enough. It was never going to get me anywhere if I did it, but it was always an obsession that I had, and there's been conversations Toast and I have had about, cartoons we like and stuff. But now it almost seems pointless to do it because I don't know, again, Toast, your algorithm not being as heavy as mine, there's people making crazy looking snippets of animes that look as amazing as anything you or I watch that are completely and entirely just from one text prompt in an AI generator. So what's the point?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point, right? just make your own anime, and it ends how you want it to end.
Yeah. Well, and to add to that, Google. This is again. I don't know what's real. I don't know if this is real, but as far as I can tell from what I've read, Google says they're starting their own movie studio where they plan on producing movies by X date, X year, and they're all going to be completely AI made, 100%. And that's a little bit scary itself. Remember 11 Labs with the AI voices, and now we're at whole videos like Sora? Yeah, that's crazy. I do remember just the AI voices being crazy. And even just a year or two ago, I remember there being app services where you could pay to have Snoop Dogg AI narrate your video. Crazy. I judged Tron on this. I didn't look at your phone once while you're watching it. That's good. I mean, I liked it. I didn't dislike the movie. Okay, I didn't at all, and I love the other two. And even what I just said about it a minute ago is not a major complaint. It was just sort of, it's weird that it came out when it did. All right, Pat, what is it?
I just sent you a message
Do I,
of a image.
did you make one? Have you been sitting there this whole time quiet making an AI? Did you send it on Discord?
Yeah.
Is this going to get me banned?
No.
All right, here we go, chat. Did you make this or AI generated?
AI generated.
That's crazy. What AI generator did you use?
Just Chat GPT.
Okay. So that's funny because it doesn't look too bad. The forehead's pretty good. The lips are a little weird, a little not me. Of course, my eyebrows and beard are right. But, like, there's a whole nother conversation here to be had that
Surprise, mother.
what's up, Spicy? Welcome. We're right in the middle of a conversation about AI. Let me finish my thought, and you can jump in here. Pat, I thought this whole time you were sitting there making AI videos. Let me tell you another thing. This is turned into a much bigger topic than I plan on it to be tonight. When I first got ChatGPT, I think it was on 4, and it would do images that were perfectly to your likeness. It could get you right if you gave it good enough reference. It could emulate you perfectly. And then all of a sudden, when ChatGPT 5 came out, it removed the ability. It's going to fudge things so that it's not a perfect recreation of you, so they don't get in trouble. That was a weird one for me because I would love to never take a photo of myself again to make a cover photo. I would love to always have ChatGPT doing it. Chat says that was very premium looking sausage, lol. That's hilarious. Pat, though, are you going to download this app? Are you going to try it out?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's great.
I just need access to you and your videos, and I can go to work.
All right, I'll make sure I'm tagged. I'm pretty sure if you just search Shark Tendo on Sora, I should be the one to come up. Okay, Spicy. How was work, brother? How was it?
Man, it was okay. You know, the Titans got stomped. All right, I got to watch that.
Well,
Patriots completely come in and dominated the game.
that's crazy. Well, that's a perfectly good segue. Anyways, we were planning on talking a little bit of sports talk tonight before we got out of here. Spicy, do you watch much sports at all?
Oh, not at all.
Okay, I thought that was the answer. That's good though, because there's 4 of us here, and I'm pretty much the same. I don't watch or consume much sports at all, but Toast and Patrick
You
do.
like to watch men run around?
Yeah, well, we have talked a lot about sausages tonight, so let's not dig too deep into that. But if we could start with Pat though, if you could give us a rundown, a little bit of what sort of sports you're into, and then we'll go to Toast. But also before Patrick starts, I do want to say to chat, what interest level does the people currently present have in sports, etc. Please do participate here, because if you guys want to talk about sports, I definitely want to, but I always think it's funny for me to participate in these conversations because I don't know. I've been to a couple MLB games. I think that's it. I think I've been to a couple of MLB games, and I don't consume a lot of sports. But Pat, what kind of sports are you into right now?
I mean, mostly basketball, NBA specifically, but also college. I have been keeping up with baseball and football too. Football more than baseball, but
when you say keep up with, explain the exact parameters and levels to which you quote unquote keep up with.
I mean, I know like who's good, who's not. I know like a good variety of players. Um, just like through sports news and sports podcasts and all that, like just common knowledge, I guess, or maybe not so common. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean that's difficult for me, right? Because chat just says "Go Chiefs." I'm only 75% sure that's a football team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a football team.
Okay, well, that's how bad I am. That's how bad off I am. Well, I want Toast to give the same answer, but I want to clarify. I don't think I made it super clear. Mustard, who's here on comms, I don't know how. I don't know if you want me to overshare, but explain to us. Let me have you, Mustard, explain in your own right why you were at a football game tonight, as someone who doesn't watch a lot of sports.
Yeah, I run security for major events around the Nashville area. So anytime there's like a concert, a football game, hockey game, I'm there. It could be college or it could be professional like NFL.
I got you. Chat says I'm not hardcore into sports, but I do keep up with a handful of teams. Don't watch a lot. Just keep up with scores and wear a few hats. The hats are a good one. A lot of good sports hats out there. Toast, though, you are my go-to sports person if I've got a question to ask or something like that. I mean, over the years, if I needed to know something, I ask you. So what level Twitch are you keeping up with sports currently?
I kind of just started watching again this year. I think I really wasn't watching sports when I moved out to Arizona with you. So for 7 or 8 years or so, I haven't really been keeping up. But then this year, just kind of started watching some more again. That's really just something to put on and follow. I'm more into just like rooting for players these days. And then obviously like playoffs. So baseball is in their playoffs right now, so that's exciting just to see that level of competition. But I put on some NFL today to sort Legos. Just I don't have to pay attention. But it's just fun to see competitive plays happening in real time.
Do you?
I used to really be into it, but
oh, for sure. I remember thinking that when we lived together, I was surprised how much you weren't. I mean, the most you watched it at all really was we would go out for wings to a bar spot or something, with the intent to just watch whatever sport was on. I don't know that we ever even really went because a specific sporting event was on. Maybe a hockey game once.
That's the best. I mean, that's the best time. Just if it's on at a restaurant or something, it's pretty good.
John in chat says he watches all sports, I guess is what you mean. Jags were embarrassing today. Watching Toronto versus Seattle currently. And Gators Billy today finally. Do you know what any of that means, Toast? Because I don't.
No, I did catch like the fourth quarter of that Jaguars game because I was in London. So that was on way early.
Okay, I feel
By the time I even looked at scores, it was like almost over. But Jags did really suck today.
That's awesome.
And then I do have the Toronto Seattle game on right now.
Well, do you have a best
That's
guess? Do you have a best guess or any explanation for what got you back into sports, into consuming sports media recently?
It was probably our Disney Plus Hulu bundle. Hulu will carry hockey games. So I just started watching hockey past couple of years again. And then
Go Predators!
Go Predators!
Yeah, go Preds. They just people that I work with too. If they're if they're talking about sports, or talking about teams, I'll like try and check it out.
I gotcha.
Again, it's just something just for a pastime.
Right. Well, I will say I don't have any huge level sports. I don't have any problem with it. I will say it's almost embarrassing that I think me, Toast, and one of our other brothers, we all sort of might acknowledge that we're pretty good at trivia and random informations and stuff. But I will say personally, I will kill it at some trivia and then drop the whole bag, fail the whole game because sports trivia pops up and I'm going to lose instantly. But that's why I most often try to play trivia games and trivia nights at bars and stuff with Toast, because together we might be the best.
Yeah. If it's music or movies, I'm out.
Really?
I will tank it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else, I'm pretty solid. So
Yep. That's why we work so well together. Travis James says I'm an NFL fan. Go Packers. I like NBA and happy it's coming back to NBC. And I'm a big hockey fan. Not only the NHL but Olympic hockey. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Also, postseason Major League Baseball. That's another interesting one. Postseason MLB. I never knew about that realm or even preseason stuff until I lived in Arizona because there's a lot of that stuff going on there with their away from home fields being in Arizona. So I didn't even know that was a thing until I lived there. But I will say also I've watched a lot of hockey because of Toast. He's always been super into it, so I've watched some with him. And I will say,
that's my favorite,
yeah, for sure. And I understand the game 100% better having spent that time watching it with him. Otherwise, because I mean, if you know, you know. Hockey rules can be really confusing. I think it's one of the more confusing sports personally. But I will just say one of my best sporting experience ever in my life. I saw the St. Louis Blues. Is that what they're called? What's the St. Louis team?
Yeah.
It's the Blues. I thought
Blues.
I'm sorry.
Blues.
I thought I butchered that. I saw them. It was my first live hockey sporting event I ever saw. And no one warned me. They came out onto the ice that night to the Doctor Who theme. I lost my mind. I was like, "This is cool."
Oh, really?
And just like this crazy light show. Yeah, it was amazing. And honestly, I've thought about it a ton since then, how cool it was. And one time, I'm not going to do it now, but one time I Googled it, and I just Googled the Blues and Doctor Who theme, and someone had videoed that night and posted it. So it's on YouTube. So if you want to see and see that I'm not crazy, go Google that. But cool. We can definitely... If there's a reason to talk about sports and upcoming shows on Sunday nights, we can definitely do it. I'm sure there will be. Carolina Panthers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Clemson Tigers, Carolina Gamecocks, Georgia Bulldogs, Atlanta Braves are the teams I keep up with. There's a couple of those in there I feel like you made up personally, but okay, I believe you. But that's where you can get so deep into the weeds, right? Here's another little story because of me and Toast consuming some sports media together. I had never heard of the Oregon Ducks until we lived together. And you want to explain your fascination with the Oregon Ducks real quick before I tell my story? Do you remember the answer?
Well, a couple of my good friends
Yes.
back home were big Ducks fans, and so they were in the same division with Arizona State. So
Okay.
they came out and watched the game with us. They came out and visited.
I
We went
remember.
to an Arizona game, and ASU actually beat Oregon, so they
Rip.
came all the way from Indiana to watch the Oregon Ducks lose. It was a bummer.
That's funny.
But it was fun that the home team won.
I remember you telling me to some degree you had a group of friends that you just watched the Ducks with. It was like y'all's thing, and that was cool. And so there was a time we went, I think, to a pizza place or something to sit and watch a Ducks game just because it was on and we could. And then that's when I knew who they were. And then at the time, I was a 420-pound man, so it was really hard to find sweaters to fit your boy. Listen, when you're that big, a sweater is not an easy thing to find. But for some reason, at a Goodwill bin, I found a green Oregon Ducks sweater. Do you remember the one, Toast? I had it for years.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that was awesome.
I loved it, and I would still be wearing it to this day. However, I dated a girl that was really into sports and stuff briefly, and I swear to God, she told me as clear as she could, if we ever broke up, she was going to steal a sweater, and I swear to God she did. The moment we broke up, I never saw it again.
Oh,
So
no.
that's how that happens. There's a lot of songs out there, aren't there, about, stealing sweaters and relationships. Actually, there's just the one, the Keith Urban song I'm thinking of. But anyways, that's all besides the point. It would be way too big for me now. I've lost a lot of weight since I had it. But I will say, though, it created a lot of uncomfortable situations for me. I can remember one specifically like it was yesterday. I was in a Costco, the one in Evansville, Indiana, and a guy freaked out because I had a Ducks sweater on. He was like, "Well, he just wanted to talk about the Ducks," and I was like, "Sir, I'm not even sure if this is football or basketball or soccer. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm sorry. It fits me, so I wore it." And he was like, "Well, it's both. It's both football and basketball." But
It's old school. It's,
yeah. But he was like, "But I like the basketball," is what he said. It was specifically, but yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, wow.
If you like NHL, World Hockey is a lot better, and rinks are bigger and different rules. Do you know anything about that, Toast? What is that?
Yeah, international hockey is It's just international rules. I don't know. Like a lot of other countries have their own leagues,
That's cool.
so they just pick up different rules. And yeah, the rink is like 10 feet longer or something, a little bit wider. Um, so just a lot more space out there.
Yeah.
But then they do. So yeah, I think they have some stuff that they will play on the international rinks, but then I think Olympics is regular NHL size,
Is it
if I'm not mistaken.
interesting?
I think so, because almost all the Olympic teams are just NHL players. So for the most part.
That's interesting. Well, I think that'll conclude the sports talk. Unless you got anything else to add, Patrick, we kind of left you out of that one when we went down the rabbit hole. I've had, but I will say before we move on, I've had the similar experience with you. When you lived with me, we would watch a lot of basketball. You definitely had a lot more of it on TV, and I even think it was that year Kevin Durant hurt himself in the final game. Does that check out? Or is that the wrong name? Yeah. I remember watching that live with you. Do you remember that?
You guys are talking about like, football, hockey, and stuff. I do love motorsports.
Ooh.
Okay? I love anything that has motor.
You like some NASCAR?
And anything that's extreme sports like that. No, except that.
Everything except NASCAR. He ate a redneck, chat.
I like also like all the Red Bull stuff basically. Like, and it comes down like
the extreme stuff for sure.
Mountain biking. Yeah. I'm all about it. I know a lot of people in it.
Did anyone see the F1 movie?
No, I want to go see that though.
It was good. I watched it. It's on Apple. It's an Apple original, so it's on Apple Plus. I watched it. I loved it. I mean, fantastic movie. Actually, I'm not so much into motorsports. I mean, my parents were as a kid, so I remember so much of specifically NASCAR history. I don't know why I know as much as I do and the names I do, other than we just watched a lot as a kid. But I've never watched F1 in my life. Toast and mine's middle brother, Vinny, he's a huge F1 sort of car motorsports fan too. But, it's cool. But, Pat, is there any big sports stuff coming up anytime soon that you're excited about, or are we in a weird period?
It's like a great period, honestly. Into baseball, starting football, starting basketball.
Everything's
hockey just started to
full steam ahead.
Everything was going on.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, we got to do one more.
Except for baseball.
Yeah, big rip. Well, we got to do one more thing before we get out of here because I promised chat we would, and I made a big deal about it on my YouTube. But let's go to the Discord, and guys, if you want to drop anything in here before we get out of here, we're going to sort of rapid fire through some of these questions that you guys have dropped in the Discord before we get out of here. And I appreciate you guys participating in the sports talk. I didn't know how that was going to go. I wish we had a better moderator for that. I think next time we do it, I'm just going to have to let Toast or Patrick take it over, and I'll shut up because I feel like an idiot when I'm trying to talk about it, sports ball and all that. You can probably go back and clip me saying 100 times watching sports media. Why did I say that? Why didn't I just say watching basketball? Because I'm an idiot, really. Okay, let's see here. Some of these are not easy questions. Let's start with this one. Who would win in a fight, a creeper or a Fortnite bot? Let's start with Patrick. Thoughts on that one?
I mean, I'd probably have to say a Fortnite bot because they've gotten me a time or two. But also they got some range on the creeper. The creepers are close proximity enemies.
Yeah. All right.
So
well,
I'll probably have to go with the Fortnite bot.
You are our resident Minecraft expert here, but Spicy is our resident Fortnite expert here. So thoughts on that, Spicy? Who would win, a Fortnite bot or a creeper if they 1v1?
It'd definitely be a bot.
Interesting.
Now creeper's one and done, man. Like, he doesn't kill you in one hit.
Right, but I'm confused that this is y'all's answer because I swear to God I'm not sure I've ever had damage done to me by a Fortnite bot in my life. And I say, I'm not saying that to say I'm good or nothing. I just sometimes they're so bad. I you guys know this about me. I'm a nervous player. I get in the game, something's shooting at me, I freak out. I don't know what's going on. When I was in a worse period at being kind of bad at Fortnite, I would be fighting one and have a hard time shooting it where I think it's about to kill me, and I finally blast it in the face and it dies, and I realize it's done 0 damage to me. That's happened 1,000 times, and I hate it. So personally, I'm going to go with Creeper. 1 explosion and done. I think a Creeper's hitting over 200 HP, right? And I think it's going to die. But that's just my personal opinion. Toast, would you like to add to the absurdity of this conversation?
I think I'm going to have to agree with the bot. I think the Fortnite bot. Because they don't tend to charge, like a lot of players will charge you in Fortnite. Bots don't do that, so you got to be close to a creeper. And that thing's just too slow. And
What?
bots do run away. So
I can't believe this is 3-1. I want everyone here,
Of
chat
course.
included. Have you died more often to a creeper or to a Fortnite bot? Tell me you haven't died more to a creeper. I've never had a Fortnite bot.
bots.
Have you? I've never. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna clip it next time you die by one.
yeah, there's
Like, I died. And you're like, that was a player. And you're like, that was definitely a bot.
Yeah. Well, I will say I don't want this
I'm
to
gonna
say.
clip it.
I know. Please do. It would be hilarious. But I will say the frequency with which, and this isn't even this. It's not even you. I'm thinking about Spicy. It's some other people we've played with. The frequency with which I've been in. I like. It feels like one of those moments. I make this joke all the time where I say blah blah blah, but I'm just too afraid to speak up. At this point, I play with all these people playing Fortnite, and everyone's like, "That's a bot." No, that's not a bot. And like everyone behaves as if they know exactly what bot behavior is, and almost 9 out of 10 times contradict themselves. I don't. It's just such a funny, continuous thing that I wish I'd been clipping it at this point. Because it's just like, oh, it's a bunch of bots, and then we all start dying, and then everyone's like, it's not a bot, run!
Okay, all right. What I've learned in Fortnite is you can't trust everybody that says it. There's only a few people that I will trust and say that it's a bot.
That makes sense.
And actually believe it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
because there's certain mechanics that, like, when they're running backwards and still shooting you, that's a bot, dude.
yeah.
Like, their feet are going the complete opposite direction of where their body's pointed. Like, no one normal would do that.
Right. Okay, well, so the Eva also asked here everyone's top 5 movies. I want to save that for later. I actually have a compiled list of my top favorite 20 movies, and we don't have time, I think, for all of us to drag out our top 5, so let's save that one for later. Also, notice here, I don't know how this came about, but when Eva asked who would win in a fight, a creeper or a Fortnite bot, this is mine and Toast's nephew, and he just said, I think Tendo would win. So that's interesting. That's a hard left turn there. And then Toast
the next comment.
replies, because Tendo is the Fortnite bot. Got him. Okay, I see where this is going. Y'all hate me.
Roasted.
But here's a great question, though, that I'll be happy to answer. Podcast question. If someone wanted to get into content creation, which camera would you recommend, and do you have any advice for someone wanting to start that journey? I will say, in the course of doing YouTube, I've been asked this question a lot. More recently, it's like at video game conventions, people come up to me and ask me the same thing. And it's difficult. It's difficult to answer, and I could go on about it for about an hour, but we're running out of time, so I'll give you the simplest version of this I can. The answer is whatever camera you have. If you have disposable income and you can afford a nice camera, anything that Sony makes, I think, is always a good start. There's brands of Sony's called ZV-1s. They're very good cameras that have similar images to what you're seeing here. They can blur out the background some and give you sharp images. However, I think most of the people that have asked me this, buying the camera that this is on, though, this is like with the lens and everything I'm using right here, I mean, we're talking $4,500. Very prohibitive, but I've done enough of this stuff professionally. I've always kept around a nice camera. Okay. Most people that are going to ask that question, purchasing something that expensive is going to be very prohibitive, much less even just a $400 or $500 GoPro. So the answer typically that I want to give people is whatever you have. My last 20 videos you've watched my YouTube channel, I've used my iPhone. It's an iPhone 13 or 14. I don't remember which. I think it's a 13. You just don't. Everything that has a camera on it now is nice enough to do YouTube. You don't need anything that special. You really just don't. if you worry about the proximity that the camera you have, if it's your cell phone that it needs to have good audio, test that out. Figure out how to get good audio with it. You've got it. As far as getting into it, the other bit of advice that I usually give is don't actually start it until you're ready to continue it. Because the thing you're going to learn that's the hardest, and I watch new YouTubers, new content creators learn this all the time, they're going to start and you're going to want to stop or quit and you're going to lose all your momentum. You're never going to get it back. Think about it. Live in this head. If you really think it's something you're going to do, really think about it until you've got what you want to do locked down and you can do it for an extended amount of time. Don't jump into it in a period where you're going to quit it. I hope that answers both of your questions. The next questions are, let me see here. I got to raise this up a little bit. Do you like to make stuff and craft? What do you like to do? And what would you like to try? That's a good question. Let's start with Pat on that. Do you have any sort of hobbies making anything? If you're not into anything like that right now, what might you want to get into?
I mean, I've always like dabbled into like a little bit of woodworking, but I haven't a lot recently. But I have a very niche thing that I make.
Let's go.
And some people may not know what it is. Some may not. It's called a monkey's fist. It literally serves no purpose, but I know how to do it. So, I mean, that's like my extent of like making crafting things, I guess.
Interesting. Chat, you'll have to go give that a Google. I only know what it is because he showed me. He showed me his monkey fist. How about you, Toast? What kind of making are you into, and what would you like to get into?
Oh man, I've got so many projects on the on the backlog. I mean, obviously, Lego is a type of crafting, I think. But I've got a lot of cosplay stuff that I've been working on for a few years that I just keep starting new ones, and then they all just kind of pile up, and they're in this giant mass state of like unfinished, 50% finished, unfinished state. But I do have a 3D printer, so it's a mixture of 3D printing. I do sewing and painting, like effects painting. We used to do the Nerf repaints.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Did we ever do videos on that? Or did you
No,
ever do a video with
it was before I was making
the
content.
repaint.
I think I have pictures of them somewhere. This is something we could rekindle again, this conversation sometime later, and show some of that stuff. But yeah, me and Toast got really into movie prop painting, let's say, which is to say trying to paint toy guns is to look as if they're actually weathered metal. And there's just these infinite array of techniques for painting things with various kinds of paint to make them look authentic on camera specifically. So Toast and I are really into that kind of thing. But what about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Spy? Well, Toast, I guess there's still a little bit more. Is there anything else creative-wise like that you'd like to get into that you're not currently?
I'm still dabbling a little bit into leather, so I've got a couple rolls,
Good one.
couple half hides, and some very entry level leather tools.
Like the punch.
I'm kind of like a punch and a couple little little strip knife or whatever. Dabbling in that a little bit, so that's kind of the newest thing, I guess.
I'm trying to think of how I answer that before we ask Spicy what kind of weird shit he's into over there. You guys watching my channel know I'm into creativity. I've made all sorts of things. I'll be honest with you right now. I'm in this period where like I don't have a lot of passion towards I have a ton of passion towards making stuff, but like I don't have anything I'm latched onto right now. I did clocks and stuff like that in recent time, but like I'm just sort of dried up on it after, you guys watched me on video build our store, and I did a lot of making and creating and building for that, and I'm just in a period where I'm burnt out on it, I think. I mean, I still have, but I'm also in a period where all my tools are locked up in a storage unit and not in my workspace, so it's just healthier for me to stay out of it right now. But I constantly look at things and think about making things. The only stuff I've made recently is just decorations and displays for my antique malls, and that's it. Spicy, what kind of stuff are you into?
Well, I like making babies.
God dang. I knew you was going to say something wild.
God. All right, cancel the stream.
Pat's like, we're out of here.
I like a lot of stuff, man. I got 2 fish tanks. I'm in the
Oh, that's a good one.
freshwater aquariums right now. I have 2 One of them has freshwater shrimp. They're fire red cherry shrimp,
That's
and they're
awesome.
both planted tanks. So they're kind of self-maintained. I really don't do much to them other than just feed them like every 2-3 days.
Well,
As
that
creativity goes and going stuff like that, I have. If y'all find me on TikTok, I have a lot of my older stuff that I used to make and build all the time. I actually used to do 2D drawings and mess with a bunch of metal crafting.
you'll have to send me a link to that. I'd like to see it. But I want to focus in a little on the fish tanks because that's a good one. Because Toast and mine's little brother, for a long stretch in his life, was really into that too. And you can get really creative with fish tanks, right?
Yeah, it's a thing called aquascaping.
There's a
So it's
term.
basically like the art of create. Yes, it's just art of like creating your own, basically ecosystem and making it how you want to.
That's awesome.
Just
Yeah.
like placing rocks or driftwood a certain ways, and then planning it a certain way as well for like the type of fish you have.
People get really creative with it. I wanna tell a real brief story. Well, as brief as Tendo can make stories. I was when I had just moved to LA. I moved to LA with nothing, man. I mean, I moved out there with like $250, so I was desperate for work. So I got an offer for a day's worth of work shooting a fake fashion-related mockumentary TV episode for some people, and I went and did it. And so they sort of asked around and around Hollywood, and we for houses, people with nice fancy houses. We ended up shooting at a house on San Pedro Beach, and this house had just the biggest, most fancy fish tank right in like the foyer, like the entrance of the house you would see in it, but it was on both sides, so it was also the backdrop for their living room. And I just remember it being so fancy, and I was like, that must have been so expensive. And somewhere in the midst of shooting, now mind you, this is all so odd because like all the people in the thing are supposed to be like supermodels, and they hired all these Instagram models. So, there's just all these wild looking women running around, and it's a wild time. And I'm new to LA anyways, so I'm filming it. And somewhere in the middle of this, the guy that owned the house stops me and just says, "Come over here." And he points at the fish tank. And he goes, "Look at that." And I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "It's illegal. I'd be in a lot of trouble if the right people found out I had this. This is like not the kind you're allowed to have." And he went on telling me all this stuff about that, and like he cornered me to tell me,
Saltwater.
yeah, he cornered me to tell me all this stuff about fish tanks and specifically that shark. And it was just like, of course, being into this kind of stuff. I was happy to hear it, but it was very surreal because I was like, okay, I need to go get back to work. They're waiting to start filming, but this is really cool. Thank you. But he lives on the beach, so he just got it out of the water one day, I guess. I don't know that he told me that part of the story, how he acquired it, but. That's pretty cool. That's a cool one. I like your outside of the box thinking on that answer. Let's see if there's anything else in the Discord. This is the last question. Best Halloween candy. Patrick, go.
Milk Duds or the dark chocolate Milky Ways.
Both are
One of those two. Goated.
terrible answers. Toast. Do better.
No. My God.
Reese's Pumpkins, baby.
Way better answer. Thank you, Toast.
You stole mine.
Spicy? Is that going to be your answer too?
Yeah, but I
Because I swear to God it was going to be mine.
I mean, that's
Bro, your answer is Jimmy Dean sausages.
Patrick, you can go F yourself. Imagine kids coming to my door trick or treating and me give them slices of sausage. Just imagine.
That's what you could do with the ones you have now. Just save them to Halloween.
Yeah, just give them out. What were you gonna say, Spicy? What was your second answer?
my second answer would be like probably Snickers.
Snickers. Okay.
Never go wrong with a Snickers.
I literally, if I've had candy in the last year, it's only been Reese's. I mean that. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying. Like it's almost the only candy I consume. I mean, if I'm somewhere and someone's handing something out, I'll eat it. Like you're not gonna hand me a candy I'm not gonna eat. Like I'll eat a Toblerone. Swear to God, Pat. You ever had a Toblerone? Google it.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, they're fine. They're just yeah. They're just
You mean Google it. I know what that is.
I don't know that I've ever had one. I
Yeah, well,
couldn't tell you.
Toast is like twice Pat's age. He's never had a Toblerone. It's just an old ass candy. It's like a pre Hershey's kind of situation. Chat says, "Let's be real. Candy corn is the best." I'll eat candy. Like again, I'm not going to discriminate against any candy. I can't think of any candy that you're going to hand me. I'm going to be like, ooh, maybe black licorice. That's a little weird, but candy corn, I'm for it.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the pumpkins. Anybody else have thoughts on Halloween candy? Chat, you got any more good ones? I'm telling you,
Reese's is overrated.
What if someone handed you a hard ass like mint from an office?
I mean,
Would you still eat it?
I don't particularly love mints. Like that's the thing. There's plenty of categories of candy I don't love, but yeah, I'll eat it. I think like Andy's mints is peak candy. I think it's up there like close second to like Reese's. And I think what I like about Reese's is it's that combination, a little bit of the peanut butter, a little bit of the chocolate, and so like with Andy's it's the same mint chocolate ice cream. Fine. So I'm not against mint, but yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up in Baptist church, so I was handed a lot of bad hard candy. Do you know what I'm saying? I still ate it. Go ahead.
I know this candy I'm about to mention isn't Halloween candy, but the worst candy ever you could possibly receive is for Valentine's. Is those chalky ass little hearts.
Yeah,
That is the worst candy ever.
it's not great. I still ate it though. You know what I'm saying? You don't get this big discriminating against candy. I don't know that I ever needed this said out loud, but chat said Tendo's Halloween sausage. We're not putting that on a T-shirt, okay? That's awful. I like Jimmy Dean's hot sausage. I'm just gonna have to throw away the roll I have in the fridge, though. I bought it to make some sausage balls with. What are you gonna say, Toast?
Nah, you know the worst candy?
Which one?
No, just the hot Halloween sausage.
The worst candy is Almond Joy.
Yeah. Well, what
Enjoy it.
Pat? What was your answer to the original question? What did you say? Milky Ways or some shit? Milk
I
Duds.
said Milk Duds or the midnight like dark chocolate Milky Ways.
Fine. I mean, I like dark chocolate in general, so I'd probably be happy with those. You know what I think's the worst is, yeah, Almond Joy. Anything with coconut in it, I'm gonna probably actively dislike. I'm still gonna eat it, but I'm gonna be thinking, man, I just wish this was a regular Hershey's bar or something like that. Chet says, I'm kidding. Anyone who thinks candy corn is the best deserves a Jimmy Dean sausage in their trick or treat bag. Listen, I would be, I'd go
Facts.
straight to jail if I start handing out meat at Halloween. Does anyone have any Halloween memories of getting something weird in their trick or treat bag, or is that just me? Anybody?
I got a $20 bill one time.
That's awesome.
Weird. That's great.
I mean, it's
Thick
It was weird. It was weird but awesome.
yeah, no doubt. Anybody else?
I think someone's handing out apples one year.
That
I was
is
like,
a-
no thanks.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Toast? Any? Can't think of another.
Not that I could think of.
Is it because you're so far removed from
Yeah.
trick or treating? You old ass man.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't remember.
Toast and mine's mother
anything
took
specific.
us out trick or treating one time
You
near
have
her.
any childhood memories?
They're all faded. That's what we're trying to say. He doesn't remember anything now because he's past 40. Our mother.
Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. Toast. You remember when our mother lived by the middle school, the little dual house? You know the one.
Yeah.
When we lived there, she took us out trick or treating, and an old lady gave us stapled closed bags of popcorn, little baggies. And I don't know why. I think I told this online recently. I'm having deja vu about saying it. Mom threw it away, wouldn't let us eat it. She was not interested in that, interestingly. That's the weirdest one I can think of. But, guys, thanks for those questions in the Discord. I don't think we have a lot more to talk about. Did I miss anything that we were going to come back to?
I
Thoughts?
don't think so.
Yeah, I think we got it all. We got back to the sausage. That's the important part. Well, here's the last bit of conversation we can have. I told my YouTube channel that we might, and I made a big emphasis on might. I told them we might play Back for Blood after this stream. But that really comes down to whether all or most of us that are chatting right now have interest in playing it. thoughts, guys, and don't feel obligated. If you don't want to, we don't have to. We can do it later this week.
I actually have it downloaded and I booted it up, so it's at the loading.
God damn, he's ready to go. He always does that shit.
15 minutes ago.
Toast, you got time to play tonight?
I'm not going to be able to tonight.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Pat?
Yeah, I'm down.
Well, I'd hate to play it without Toast because he's the one that talked me into playing it. And what if we play it without him and then never play it again? I will.
I know your Left 4 Dead was like pretty popular for you. You had good times with it, so I knew you would. Be into it.
Well, it just chat so you know. Yeah, we'll probably end this stream and then boot one back up. You can watch us on Twitch or the Shark Tendo YouTube channel. We'll play a little of this zombie game and get into it a little bit and see if we like it. It is a spiritual successor, as best I can tell, to the Left 4 Dead games from the 360 era, which I'm really excited about.
This is a zombie survival.
Yeah.
This is a whole different. This is like I'd rather have this play than Left 4 Dead.
Well,
Left 4 Dead for me was like, okay, I did it once. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. It's still. I assumed it was still the same. Is it not like squad based running from zombies?
It is, but you're like a squad. Like it's like playing Call of Duty zombies, but with an objective.
I got you. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna play tonight. Any final thoughts from any of you guys before we end? Pat, you got anything else to say?
No, just get me out of here.
All right, get me out of here. No more sausage talk. Toast you.
Oh, all good.
All right,
Good show tonight.
yeah,
Thanks for everybody hanging out.
yeah, a lot of interesting topics. Spicy, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Nah, man.
All right, well, chat, I appreciate you guys watching. Kathy said that she loves handmade caramel popcorn balls. That's very specific, but did you ever get any for Halloween? And would that have been weird? Apples when trick-or-treating. You got Ritz Bits? I mean, were they like in a plastic baggie or were they in the original packaging? That'd be pretty cool. If someone hands me some sealed Oreos for Halloween, first thing I'm going to do is eat them. Thanks for hanging out, chat. We're going to end it here, but like I said, come back here in a minute. We're going to be playing some zombie games because it's Halloween time. It's spooky season. That's what we do. Until next time, guys, peace out.